Hello everybody, Foxden Gaming here with Stardew Valley. You know, that game everybody likes. So, I'm here today to just play this through. I'm going to be doing this every Tuesday at noon. So, if you like Stardew Valley, you should check it up. Check it up on every Tuesday at noon because that's when I'm going to be playing it. So, yeah. Um Now Harvest Moon. Stardew Valley is a game that is very much. Hold on, I'm just gonna do this real quick. Sorry, I just need to focus on that because I'm gonna just I will never get this done if I don't. And let's turn this down on my headset because it is pretty loud. Just there. And I didn't skip the intro because yeah. And for my very special granddaughter, blah blah blah. Whoops. There we go. Whoops. I You know what? I'll just leave that in. That's funny. Anyway, oh god. So this is Stardew Valley. This is a game that I have been very into since the beginning of just the game. Like I've been very into this for a very long time. I think I accidentally just skipped the cutscene. Oopsie daisy. Um this has been the game that I've been playing for a little while. Helped me through a lot of my issues with depression at the moment. And I've really enjoyed it. It's a really, really good game. And I figured I should just share it with people because why not? I might as well. It's not like I'm doing anything else anyway. So this is going to be one of my more constant uploads. And I know I should have skipped the intro because then it allows me to get past all this stuff. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be skipping through all the dialogue too because even though it's a nice feel-good game, I don't really like the starting dialogue because it's very much like, "Hey, you're so and so's father," blah blah blah. It's very Harvest Moon 64 actually because I believe this is how Harvest Moon 64 also starts. So yeah, which is understandable since they're basically like similar games. Anyways, so I'm gonna be playing this game, and I think my goal is to play through 5 years and see where we're at. I don't mean 5 years like as in 5 years real time. I mean 5 years in game. Yeah, one thing that I do like about this game is even though it does judge you at 3 years, I believe, it the game does still, I guess, have a feeling of it still continues on afterwards because the game is essentially endless. There's actually another guy, Dangerously Funny is his channel. He actually does a lot of Harvest Moon content where he's a lot more efficient when it comes to the game. Where he does like really big builds, like I'm gonna make a whole farm and do all that. So yeah, he does that kind of stuff. And this is a completely different house than what I had when I started in my other house. So yeah, and this is gonna give me all of the like little basics, isn't it? So yeah. Um so if you've never played a farming sim, which is what this is, it's just a basic farming simulation game. It's very much a game of going through and clearing up your plot of land and essentially building upon that land. And it's always built around the mechanic of energy usually and gathering resources in order to build more stuff. like stone. Stone is a really big one. Wood is another really big one. Um, and just it's all about just tending a farm plot. And I really enjoy this. It's really fun actually. But there's more to do in this game than just that, and I'll get into it more later. But I will say this is going to be really rough these first few days because the way the game works is it basically is like you do not start with very much money. And so I'm going to try and get as much money as possible within these first couple days so I can get a backpack, because as you can see, all I have is my hotbars worth of items, and that's really shitty, and it's really bad actually, and I hate that. So we're just gonna try and clear up some of the land, get a chest out, and then go in and buy some stuff. The thing is, I need to waste time anyway because nothing opens until 9, which you can see in the clock up here. I have a little bit to go yet, so yeah, there's that. It also gives you a bunch of seeds to start off with, which is really nice of them actually. And I'm really glad that's the case. But you know, I just need to get, actually, I can lay out a chest, so I'll do that right away. This game does have a crafting component, which is like, you know, fucking God forbid, you know, a game didn't have a crafting component to it. But yeah, so that's where a lot of the like progression comes from, is from the idea of you need to get supplies so that you can craft items. And you know, you have skills that you can level up. Here, I'll just show it right now. So the way the game works with skills is here. So I have farming, which is just growing things or tending to animals. Mining, which is dungeon crawling essentially. Where you mine rock and then you level up. Foraging, which is picking up anything that's like, you know, on the ground. Like I just picked up a couple flowers there. Fishing, which is, you know, fishing. And there's one more, I think it was combat, which is, you know, your combat leveling up, which is, you know, the combat, like if you're looking for heavy combat, this isn't the right game for you. You probably want to go look at Rune Factory, because Rune Factory is definitely that game for you, because Rune Factory is all about going through and, how should I say this? Rune Factory is more about getting leveled up. I'm trying to think of it. I'm having issues. Rune Factory is much more RPG centric, whereas this game is more, you know, I guess, like daily life centered, like Harvest Moon traditionally, but it's got more dungeon crawling mechanics that Harvest Moon doesn't really have, except for its DS counterparts, which weirdly, they're very in depth when it comes to their RPG parts, you know, and I really like that. I really like the whole dungeon crawling aspect of games because it's really fun to do and it's really enjoyable. So yeah, we're just gonna go to the end of this first day and then I'll probably come back the next day. I don't know yet. But this whole first day is just gonna be about getting the soil tilled, and then tomorrow we're gonna start growing the parsnips for sure. We also want to run to some place in order to get, what's it called? Want to give a gift to somebody. That somebody being Emily, which is a character who I'm very fond of in terms of like the bachelorettes. And I know I picked a girl. You can actually have gay marriage in this game, which is really, really cool actually. Do I have anything I can eat? Yeah, let's eat the dandelion because they're pretty common. And it's not as bad to get rid of that. But yeah, this game is very, I don't know how to say it properly without sounding like a total like Tumblr nerd, but it's progressive as hell and I like it. Like progressive is a weird term to use, but like it uses a lot of, how should I say this? It understands that the world isn't perfect and it likes to utilize like that this is how the real world is. Like it's more realistic than most Harvest Moon games because you get a Harvest Moon game and it's like just it feels very very washed and, how should I say this? It feels tame, like not real. It feels like a storybook, whereas this feels more like it has, it's like realism all centered out. I'm gonna give this to Emily because Emily super into Emily. um, but then on top of that, like this game feels way more like properly real than other games. Does that make sense? Oh, whoops. I accidentally hit the alt button. Oopsie daisy. I could have passed out there. That would have been really funny. Pass out on the first day. But yeah, this game is definitely like a major, I guess, inspiration to me because I think that this game could be perfect, but it's not, and I'll explain why. One of my major issues with this game is that, oh wait, actually, in the next episode, I'll explain it. So I'll see you then. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.